As the years have gone by and my responsibilities have increased, I've come to appreciate linear games more and more. While the occasional sprawling open world to get lost in always feels great, these days I'm focused on concise games that offer shorter, more intense experiences. From shooters to platformers, the beauty of this style of work is that it adapts to any playable genre, allowing for a huge number of varied and outstanding experiences. So, if you're like me and have less time to play than you used to, but still love the interactive medium with a passion, I recommend checking out this rank list of 10 amazing linear games.
Even though I'm not exactly a fan of Naughty Dog's work, I must admit The Last of Us 2 is one of those games that surprises you from the beginning. Unlike the first entry, which is more rounded but less daring, Ellie's journey is unexpected and shocking, with a magnificent rhythm and a playable expression that makes you feel you're in a genuine apocalypse. Thanks to the studio's technical prowess, its realism reaches incomparable levels, being able to generate both narrative and audiovisual immersion that practically no other title can boast. Although I think the game is too long and its themes are lukewarmly portrayed, The Last of Us 2 is a magnificent experience that, along with its predecessor, everyone should try at least once.
Being my first encounter with the series, Doom was a game changer for my FPS standards. If I'm honest, ID Software's creation captures the adrenaline-fueled fun so perfectly that it has been hard for me to play any shooter that isn't on the same page. Thanks to its effective progression, wonderful level design, and above all, its bloody and addictive combat, I don't doubt it's one of the best shooters ever created. Plus, Doom's story is interesting but subtle, has a good dose of lore, and doesn't beat around the bush to let you do what it knows you want to do: kill all the demons in the underworld without blinking an eye.
Every generation tends to leave us with a series of underrated gems the gaming community doesn't appreciate as it should, including Titanfall 2. After spending years sporadically hearing how amazing it was, giving it a chance was one of the best decisions of my gaming life. As a lover of intense and memorable campaigns, Respawn Entertainment's work felt like a blessing. Titanfall 2 is considerably short, but it more than makes up for it with how incredible it is in every aspect. The story is quite engaging, the graphics are gorgeous, and the gameplay is simply impeccable. In addition, each level is a little world, and the game is constantly reinventing itself to never get stuck mechanically. It's an outstanding shooter in every sense, to the level of being a must-have in the genre.
Speaking of underrated games, I've rarely been as surprised by a thriller as I was by Alan Wake, a weird experience that made me an instant fan of Remedy Entertainment. Thanks to its storytelling and outstanding writing, I was on the edge of my seat for the entire campaign, which lasted exactly as long as it needed to never run out of steam. The plot twists, dialogue, cinematics, and even the chases are truly magnificent, despite the game's limited gameplay. Thus, Alan Wake became one of my favorite titles due to its tremendous charisma and uniqueness. While we could talk about Alan Wake 2 as a far superior title, I wanted to focus on the original because of how well it has stood the test of time.
Saying I'm not a fan of Naughty Dog's creations, and then putting two of their games on this list may seem strange, but I'd say it's a testament to their great work regarding single-player games. For this reason, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is more than just one of the best linear titles. It is directly a candidate for the best action-adventure game in history. Although I don't vibe with the Uncharted series as a whole, even I can admit that Nathan Drake's latest installment is a practically perfect conclusion, standing out in every section you can think of. In terms of gameplay, plot, visuals, and music, Uncharted 4 is a demonstration of why PlayStation exclusives are so highly praised. Perhaps even it's the best of them all, behind Bloodborne.
Even though I've been away from the franchise since 2014, Call of Duty experienced a golden age thanks to masterpieces like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. As the peak of war games, it's a great example of what I consider a perfect sequel, improving upon everything seen in its predecessor. The campaign is effusive and spectacular, packed with epic moments and sequences that excel in gameplay and visuals. It's impossible to take your eyes off it for a second because at every turn, there's something incredible to see. In terms of getting hooked, whether it's because of the interesting story or the satisfying variety of gameplay, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a marvelous video game.
The parkour variant of platform games is not exactly common, but I think that makes the great Mirror's Edge even more valuable. DICE's title joins this century's long list of criminally overlooked works because what it generates in terms of sensations has not yet been matched to this day. Thanks to its superb level design and magnificent controls, mastering Fate's movement offers such satisfaction that you can't help but want it to last forever. Between the escape sequences, jumps between rooftops, and moments indoors where even the most mundane space becomes an opportunity to flow, Mirror's Edge is as unique as it is incredible, a starring star that stays with you for life.
While the original God of War trilogy comprises 3 masterpieces, we can easily call God of War 3 the pinnacle of hack and slash. The culmination of Kratos' vengeance is a brief war that throws gods at you incessantly to make you experience some of the genre's most memorable fights and set pieces. Destroying Olympus to close a story spanning years and multiple installments is among the industry's highlights, and I doubt we will ever get to experience anything similar. As a result, God of War 3 is a milestone in itself, the crowning glory of a trilogy that marked an entire generation. I don't know if it's my favorite hack and slash of all time, but what I do know is no other game has made me feel as alive as this one.
Since Valve is one of my all-time favorite developers, many of their games could have made it onto the list, but I wanted to stick with Portal 2, the best puzzle title ever. Regarding linear adventures, few experiences are as captivating and surprising as this one. It exhibits such creativity and imagination that you could only feel amazed by each new challenge you witness. Despite the first Portal already being incredible, the sequel is downright divine, oozing charisma and entertainment with an ease rarely seen in the industry. Games like Portal 2 are a vivid reminder of how special video games can be and their ability to transmit and teach more powerfully than any other audiovisual medium. Therefore, its presence in this article is mandatory for me.
When video games were in their early stages, Hideo Kojima was one of the biggest players in breaking barriers and exploring new horizons. Thus, Metal Gear Solid revolutionized the medium. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty transcended the industry itself, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater turned out to be the perfect video game. Whether you think about its use of cinematography, the complexity of the story and narrative, the extent of the stealth mechanics and level design, the soundtrack, or its anti-war message, there's no way to miss its grandeur. For its depth and tone, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater will forever be a bastion of video games and one of the best linear titles to bless the gaming community.